My name is Dmitro Chupilka. I'm VP Consulting for Integros. This webinar will take about 25-30 minutes, and at the end of the webinar, we'll have the questions and answer session. Let me start. So, what is the data pressure? Why we decide to talk about that today? So, modern companies live in an omni-channel environment where people and systems interact with each other, generating a huge amount of the data about the customer journeys, about the customer experience, and that data is collected. But in the most of the cases, this data is raw data. It's raw data about the facts, and it should be interpreted and wisely considered prior being used for improving relationships. So each company advantages its actual IT landscape and involve IT teams aiming to handle the amounts of data collected just to build out the prospects engagement processes and support the customer success practices for the sake of the recurring sales and to get the higher net promotion score. They often implement raw data according to their own view. So despite of the powerful data processing technologies and techniques that are available, staying on top of everything remain a pain point for the user practitioner, whether it be a sale or serve representative or account representative. Users face numerous challenges when it comes to gaining awareness in convenient way and fast, while those are mandatory for efficient planning and for their further activity. So the chronic lack of IT budgets and always totally overloaded integration and development teams that leads to a status quo in CRM implementation. That is, user stories are ignored in the backlog. Integros responds on that data pressure, raw data pressure, and status quo, helping users to gain awareness fast and to stay on top of everything. So let me share the approach with you. That is Sugar. That is the dashboard that helps to stay on top of everything that team is doing. On the left side, there is a funnel. On the right side, there is a forecast. So for the Sugar salesperson, the left funnel should show the current status of the sales. And on the right side, there is the plan. But the sales guy have no clue what was changed inside this funnel, because the raw data that is about the sales are changes inside the revenue line item, whether it be the change in the estimated close date performed not by the user but by the teammate, or it could be the changes inside the characteristic of the opportunity revenue line item. For example, if the opportunity is excluded or included into the forecast. So the sales guy and the manager is just remember that the picture of the funnel was different, but have no clue what are those changes have been made to that. In order to get aware of these changes, you can use the funnel insights. So the funnel insights shows the logical events that shows that describes what are the changes have been made to the previous picture of the sales funnel. It could be the revenue line item rolled back by whom and what was that rolled back. It could be also the estimated close date thrown forward to another quarter or just rolled back. The question is that the raw data is just the change of the date, but it gives nothing for the reader because the reader is interested to know whether the particular opportunity meets the expectations of the explained inside the forecast or not. So in case the particular revenue line item was rolled back from the current quarter to another quarter, it takes effect on the forecast. And that's the valuable insight. So not the raw data, but logical data is actually valuable information for the user. From this feed, the user can configure what are those valuable insight he would like to observe regularly, and that is how he get information fast and also able to inquire teammates in case of some logical information is needed just to be discussed with someone with his teammates. Once the manager is aware of the changes have been made to the funnel from this perspective, he's ready to overview all activities regarding the teammates, regarding the team. So all the collaborations have been made down on the left side. So from this perspective, you also can overview and participate in the conversation. But this kind of report, it shows the plan for the next 7 days. The idea is that the plan for what should be done, it's not limited just to the regular tasks, calls, or just meetings. It also could be the dates that are inside the CRM that should be observed or just adjusted or reviewed on time. So for example, the quote valid until and opportunity expected close date are also the task are also those dates that should be controlled and updated on time. So from the to-do perspective, those are tasks to update the revenue close date, for example, on time in order to get the appropriate reports, or to check the quote valid until date, just to be sure that all the quotes are valid. So that is the plan for of to-dos for the next days, and it is enhanced with those dates that should be controlled via the CRM tool. On the right side, there is overdue team actions for last 7 days that shows what teams should do, had to do, but those events didn't happen yet. So from this perspective, the manager gets the valuable insights about the activities that were missed by the teammates just to participate and then to maybe to change the situation. So that is how you get aware of what should be done next 7 days and what was missed for last 7 days from the team's perspective. And having this information, when the manager is aware of the changes within the funnel and what the team has planned, and also would like to overview what had happened before, or what had happened within the domains that are before the sales and after the sales. So that is the sales domain to review the teamwork feed. On the left side, there is the lead generation domain, just to be able to overview the valuable insights regarding the lead generation, just to be aware what to expect in future. On the right side, there is a serve domain. So in case the manager is also responsible for the accounts, he has to be sure that the accounts are satisfied with the service. In order to get this information, is able to either request for the integration with ERP system, for example. But in this case, he will be overloaded with the raw data that comes from the ERP system. For example, in case he would like to have the information about the delivery, the quality of the delivery, so he can request the integration with ERP and wait for months when the overloaded developers will be able to deliver that, or just to get the information regarding the logical event that is really valuable for him. For example, that the deliveries are failed. So that is how just to avoid the raw data and to get with integration only those events that really matter. And this event is logical because it shows the conclusion that particular delivery has an issue. In addition to that, from this perspective, here is the example that will show the difference between the physical event and logical event. And the recent version of Serve by Sugar, the process of SLA is provided. So it helps to deliver the better experience for the customer with serving the customer. So whenever the case is closed, that is actually the raw data. That particular case just changed the status to closed. And you see that could be the same explanation, that case just got the status closed. But you see that what is the difference? The difference in experience is that some particular cases could be closed according to SLA, while other cases are closed with SLA broken. So it shows the difference between the physical events of closing of raw data, of closing the case, changing the status, and the conclusion that some particular case was closed according to SLA or the SLA was broken, so that from this perspective, the user can immediately focus his attention on the SLA, which is obviously on the case where the SLA was broken, thanks to these icons, which are configurable. So just it attracts the attention that SLA was broken, and he's able to inquire the teammates directly from here. So that is how the dashboard, which provides the information about the events which a user can value, which manager can value, helps to get the insights faster instead of digging into the raw data. All these feeds are also, since these feeds are inside the CRM, it is possible to build reports based on those feeds just to understand the structure of these valuable insights. So overviewing, for example, overviewing the lead generation domain activity, whether how many leads were assigned, how many registered, whether the data comes from the Experian system, that is scoring system, for example. The same works for observing the structure of the sales domain. If there were made changes to the funnel, these changes are also could be represented inside the report that shows what are those changes were. So, and who initiated these changes. And on the right side, there is a statistics of the delivery. It's a kind of report that shows whether the delivery was successful or not and when. So that is how the manager can observe what really happens with his domain of responsibility. And the similar approach works for the when the manager performs like a sales representative. So for the sales representative, it is interesting to see the collaboration with the teammates on the left side and focus on some particular activities regarding the most valuable accounts, for example, tier 1 accounts with open opportunities. So this dashlet is configurable just to focus on the particular events. It is based on the particular reports. So just to get all the accounts with open opportunities and just focus on valuable insights regarding these accounts of tier 1. And on the right side, in addition to this feed, there is a structure of these events just to understand, overview the full feed from the diagram perspective. And of course, the plan of the person who is account manager, sales manager, the to-do sequence. This sequence includes not only the tasks, calls, meetings that should be performed relating the accounts this sales guy or this account manager is responsible for, but also includes the overview of the important dates that should be updated on time just to ensure that the reports and the statistics is correct. And on the right side, there is also the report that shows the structure of these plans. While just analyzing what had happened with the field responsibility and what should be done from personal or from manager's perspective, we are quite often interrupted with the incoming calls. So, for example, if Fleabee company is calling, we can make a search of Fleabee company, go to that company, and what is the challenge? To understand what is the current relationship regarding this company, and to clarify what should be done regarding this company, just to prepare to this incoming call fast. So the customer journey shows me what is the current status of the development of this customer, while on the right side there is also the dashlets that shows me the future activities which are related to these accounts, and also the valuable insights regarding this account. So that is how I can prepare for this interrupting call in a second, just to know what had happened, that there is an open opportunity for that, and this opportunity was rolled back, you can see from here, and there is email, and I even can read email directly from here. So, and also I see that Sally Bronson is going to review early close date, and I can only click to reach this particular opportunity or the particular revenue line item. And also I see from this perspective that Chris, there's another teammate, has a scheduled meeting with Fleabee in client's office. So that is how I get prepared for this call, interrupting call in a second, and it helps me to have an effective and efficient collaboration with the customer. Then I'm able to log this incoming call in a second, just providing information that they are going to expand business on West Coast. And save it. Okay. So that is how I just put this information directly into Sugar. And that is how I just worked out the incoming call, which is interrupting call. When it comes to work with the portfolio of accounts, if I get back to the analysis, when it comes to work about, when it comes to the work with the list of accounts, I can switch to the accounts module list. And on the right side, I also see what are the activities that should be done per this portfolio, and what are the key events regarding this portfolio. So whenever I change this portfolio, for example, my accounts, this list is automatically refreshed, focusing me on the activities, what should be done regarding the portfolio of accounts and what had happened regarding the portfolio of accounts. You can see from this perspective, there is also the information that can come from external systems. So instead of, again, digging into the raw data that comes from external system, I'm focusing on conclusion that helps me to plan my activity regarding the customer, regarding the target. I can also switch to the timeline regarding the selected portfolio and observe the timeline together with what should be done regarding this portfolio. And if necessary, I can overview the particular records to see the details about that. directly from here. The same approach of working with the list of portfolio of accounts also works for the leads module. For example, if switching to the leads module, I can observe the list of leads here and select the particular portfolio here. And on the right side, there is a timeline that shows me the recent insights regarding the portfolio of leads and also what should be done regarding these leads. If I go to the contacts, as a user also can configure what are those insights I would like to observe from this perspective per portfolio of contacts. So selecting the favorite contacts and focusing on the changes within this portfolio of contacts, whether someone has vacated the position or left the company or changed the company and so on. That helps me to improve the relationship and maybe to use the same person just to develop relationship with other companies. When it comes to the configuring of that, I'm able to use the out-of-the-box capability of configuring the dashlets. But what about the gathering these insights, how they appear here? About 30 types of events are out of the box with the timeline add-on that helps to get the most valuable insights just after the installation of the add-on. When it comes to configuring the dates to control, it is totally configurable via the interface. So for example, I'm going to configure the control of the quote valid until date. So it is done directly from here, from Sugar interface. So I just use the template for that. Here's the template that says that this particular user has to review the quote validity date, and all this data is automatically collected for me in the form of logical events that I can observe then through the numerous interfaces via the dashlets, either the dashlets, context dashlets in the list view, in the portfolio view, in the record view, or the dashlets on the dashboards. So what are the takeaways? No matter how much raw data you receive, it could be data in marketing, in sales, in development of the customer. It could be either future events or the valuable insights regarding the facts that something had happened regarding the domain or customers you're responsible for. And if you have a view on the type of information matter for you as for the business user, and you know what to control, then your user stories could be configurable in Sugar. Using Event Management Suite, which consists of Need-to-Do Viewer and also Timeline Viewer, you change the status quo and work with your Sugar CRM data and get insights from the mass of raw data collected. Event Management Suite for Sugar is flexible to be tailored according to your expectations for achieving cohesive picture and being fed with logical conclusions that are immediately actionable with no additional processing. The flexibility to set up a feed of tailored logical events makes possible to get maximum awareness within minimal time frame. If you like to try the EMS Enterprise Management Suite for your Sugar, please reach out to me directly. In Integros, we believe that user stories matter. They make company unique, and CRM solutions must support this uniqueness. We challenge the status quo in CRM implementations by joining your experience with the industrial best practices. And joining your current IT landscape with appropriate CRM tools for the sake of delivering actionable CRM innovations. So let's discuss Capturation. Now, if you have any questions, please drop me a line in chat window. Any questions? Okay, in chat window, no questions. Okay, something questions window. Could you please send me a recording? Yes, of course, I will send you recording. No questions so far. Is the price per user for all users within the company? That is per user price. Per user per year. Any other questions? Please feel free to reach out to me for trial. 30 days trial. You can provide the add-on so you can clarify how it fits your expectations. No questions so far. If only 10 users out of 30 would need this, would that be possible? Yes, 10 users is a minimum. There is no need to buy 1-to-1. If you need 10, you buy 10. Okay, no other questions so far. Please, any module can be added to the dashlet. Any module. Yes, any module can be added to the dashboard. Obviously, the data collected, I mean, the valuable insight that are collected by the timeline viewer, they form the module records, the records of the module timeline, and all the future events that that they are represented in module need to do. So you can configure the dashlets just to focus on the particular types of events you would like to focus on. And that was I've demonstrated during the webinar. So focus on the different types of activities per domains, per types of activity, and overviewing them via the reports. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.